Okay, how to be happy. You are what you eat, part 3, or avoiding stress via your diet, part 3, whatever, it's part 3, and we're looking at how, of all the things that cause you stress, what you eat, your diet, the food you put into your body, if that is causing you stress, and how you do it is causing you stress, that is something you have absolute control of, and it's one thing that you therefore can do something about. And if you can and you don't, then it's not the wisest course of action, is it? Okay, so the last 2 episodes have looked at diabetes and foods, the kind of foods that cause diabetes. I'd very much encourage you to do your own research about the foods that cause your sugar levels to spike, cause a lot of the wrong kind of cholesterol to be produced by your body, and also overwhelm your insulin levels. There is one further aspect of food consumption which one of my subscribers mentioned, and it was about food colorings, and that is part of a more general thing which we're going to look at now. So the first thing is, it's when you eat, not just what you eat, but when you eat. If you eat very shortly, say within 2 hours of trying to go to sleep, you are going to cause stress, physical stress to your body, because your body needs blood in the stomach to break down the food that you've consumed. But when you're trying to sleep, it also requires that blood to flush out all the poisons and carry out a lot of repairs in your body. And like thoughts in your head, it can only be in one place at one time. So it can try and be in both, but it's going to do a half-hearted job in both, and the food's going to remain undigested for a lot longer, which is not going to be good for your body anyway, but also your body is not going to get repaired quite as fast while you're sleeping. So you do need to be thinking very much about when and where you not where you eat, the times at which you eat, also where. You should also try to be in a relaxed environment when you eat. Eating on the go generally is not a good idea, simply because by definition you're stressed, your blood is in your muscles if you are active, and again it needs to be getting to your stomach to help start to digest that food and turn it into fuel. Okay, then there's the other question of not just sugar raising things, but as the comment mentioned, additives. One time there's a book out called E is for Additives, because there were a lot of colours and things in our food, and they have calmed down to a great extent because public awareness. But there are other things such as pesticides, which, and I'm not saying this as a kind of an advert for organic food, because I don't tend to eat organic food, but I do think you do have to be aware of what is in your food. And there's a range of pesticides which are related to and similar to Roundup and Roundup itself, and the purpose of using them is twofold. One, it's a herbicide, so it kills other kind of grasses and things in wheat fields. And you might think, well, okay, I can see the point of that, but the real reason for using it is that all the berries on the wheat ripen at the same time, so the farmer is guaranteed a 100% crop. Now you might think, well, that's great as well. There's one drawback, and that is that this is a systemic herbicide. That means it gets into the berries. So when you are consuming the berries, you are consuming the Roundup. And like everything else, they've done an LD50 test on it, and they've decided that, generally speaking, it's not harmful for human health. In other words, it doesn't kill any of us. But I know from personal experience that if I unwittingly eat wheat with this stuff in it, I am out of it for the next 48 hours. In other words, my body is stressed and it's trying to deal with it. And by out of it, I mean I'm so lethargic, it's as if I've got anchors on me. And you know those dreams where you're running through treacle? My life is like that. I can't stay awake. If I've got anything to do, I've got to really fight to concentrate. And I'm not the only person that's reported this. So I've known scientists who are, savvy in other fields saying, oh no, there have been tests, and they're putting their faith 100% in that, rather than accepting that science is based on statistics. And if you've done any kind of study of statistics, you realize that rarely the data fits absolutely on the plot lines where you're drawing graphs and things. There are outliers, and I guess maybe I'm an outlier, but I'm not the only one. There are quite a few of us who've reported this. So if what you are consuming contains anything at all like that, anything that you might be even remotely allergic to, then that is going to be putting stress on your body. So be aware of it. You're allergic to all kinds of things. Or rather, let's not say that you're allergic. Let's say your body has adverse reactions to many things, such as too much caffeine, too much alcohol, because it slows you down. I mean, when you've got a hangover, your body is under stress. And if your body's under stress, this is a whole unit here, then your brain and your thinking and your mood and all the biochemicals going in there, they're fighting the alcohol, they're fighting the additives, they're fighting, trying to cope with what the allergic reaction is trying to cope with the bad stuff. So, it might only be a small amount of stress, but that plus that plus that plus that plus that, if you collect $1, which is a small amount of money, and you do that 1,000 times, you've got a lot of money. So it's the same thing. If you've got tiny little bits of stress, but there's 1,000 different ones caused by, what you are eating, then it's something that it is in your power to eliminate. Okay, so again, not quite 8 minutes. So I'm striving for under 8 minutes. I'm giving up with the 5 minutes thing because it doesn't seem to work. So like, subscribe, and the other thing which I can't remember right now. Like, subscribe, and share. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that. Okay. Good night. See you tomorrow.